Hey there guys, it's Tina and I am back, and I am in black because I am black. I'm not quite sure where I was going with that, but anyway, here we are. We are back and we are doing a foundation review today. This is one that you guys requested. It is for the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. This is brand new to the NARS lineup, and you guys asked me to go ahead and pick it up and try it out, and that's what I am doing in this video. So we're gonna do a demonstration and wear test for you. We're gonna see, does this hold up to the claims? It says it's full coverage, it's natural matte, it's gonna help absorb oil, it's gonna do all these great things. So we're gonna put it to the test today. So if you're interested in seeing what I think about the new NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation, then stay tuned and I will talk to you soon. Alright guys, so I am starting off with a clean, freshly washed face, and instead of going in with moisturizer, I'm gonna go in with some of my fat water from Fenty Beauty. So I'm just gonna grab some of this to give my skin some hydration without being too emollient or too moisturizing, because this is a matte foundation and I want to test just how matte it is, but I still need to apply some moisture to my oily skin. It says it is oil controlling, and we're gonna read the details in a little bit, but if it's oil controlling, I wanna also test that little tidbit about it. So I'm just gonna apply this all over my skin and allow it to absorb while I fill in my eyebrows, and we will read the details of the product. So this foundation is called the Soft Matte Complete Foundation. It retails for $40 and contains 1.5 fluid ounces or 45 milliliters. So that means this foundation contains 50% more than the average foundation on the market, which contains only 1 fluid ounce or 30 milliliters. So you're getting tons of product for your money here, and it is available in 34 different shades. It says, discover all-day satisfaction with a breakthrough in matte foundation. True color, oxidation resistant. Full natural coverage, comfortable 16-hour wear, featuring NARS's exclusive anti-oxidation complex to help prevent color shifting and to help protect skin from pollution and blue light damage. New Hydramatte Balancing Complex balances excess sebum while keeping skin hydrated with a combination of micro-algae and Bio Hyaluronic Acid. Superior oil-absorbent powders create a smooth, mattified second skin look. Satisfying, mattifying, the new take on matte. So the key points to note are that it's medium to full buildable coverage, it's a natural soft matte finish, 16-hour wear, it's oil-free, oxidation-resistant, shine-proof, transfer-proof, humidity-proof, sweat-proof, and protects from pollution and blue light, which I don't know how I can actually test that out. The shade that I usually get in this foundation is Tahoe or Medium Dark 2, and that is for medium dark skin with golden undertones. But this time around I got the shade Huahine, and this shade is Medium Dark 2.6, so I went deeper, and it's meant for medium dark skin with neutral undertones, which is what I have been kind of veering towards. I don't really get the rich golden undertones anymore. My skin leans more neutral, so we're gonna see how this goes. So far it looks like I don't know, it might be too light. I don't know. I'm gonna shake it up. I don't know that I need to shake it, but I just, out of habit, I'm gonna shake it. And the product comes in a squeeze tube plastic packaging with a soft matte black cap. I love the feel of this. It feels very sleek and travel friendly because it's not glass. But then again, some people prefer to have glass with a pump. I personally prefer a squeeze tube over a pump, but that's just my taste. I know other people prefer a pump. With a squeeze tube, I feel like I can control how much product I get over having a pump package. So what I'm gonna do is just get a little bit of that, not too much because I don't know how far the coverage goes. It says it's medium buildable full coverage and it's a matte finish, so I am nervous. All right, let's come in a bit so you can see my skin. So here's my skin. I don't have a lot of problem areas. I just have some hyperpigmentation and places where my skin aren't necessarily even, but other than that, no big issues. So we're gonna go in just directly. I'm gonna go in with a brush to apply this. It doesn't say whether you should use a sponge or a brush, so I guess it's just your preference. Let's just go. That looks too light. Oh my god, so I went deeper than Tahoe and it's still, ooh, that might be an issue. And it's oxidation resistant, so I don't know that it's gonna darken up. Oh my god. All right, let's just try to blend it out and see what happens. So far, it's gliding on my skin really easily. It doesn't tug, even though I don't have like a primer on or a really hydrating moisturizer. So I really like that. I think I like how it looks so far. It evened out my skin, definitely. It gave me really good coverage, I think. What do you guys think? I think that's good coverage, right? Compared to this side? Let's continue. Let's proceed. I'm gonna need more product, which is why I prefer this squeeze tube, because I can just get product as I need it and I'm not wasting like a full pump in case I don't use the full pump. With this brush, it's a goat hair brush, so it's going to absorb some of this liquid. So I will have to apply more than I would with a synthetic brush that wouldn't absorb the product. I'm gonna go right up against my eyes. I don't even care. This is gliding really well and blending out really well over my skin. I like this. Let's just blend, see what happens. Let's make sure I get in my forehead and around my mouth. I'm not gonna put too much on my nose because my nose is a little bit tricky. It's a little oily, so I end up putting like just the little residue that's left on my brush on my nose. But let's go ahead and see how this looks on my hairline, because if a foundation is too light, it's definitely going to show on my hairline because my scalp is going to show as darker. But this looks good. Let me blend it around my nose a little bit more. On my nose, yeah, it's definitely catching onto dry spots because my nose is a little bit drier. I don't like that, so I would definitely probably have to go in with a moisturizer just to make sure that looks a little better. I'll show you what that looks like in a second, but from a distance, this color doesn't look bad. It blended in with my skin, I think, and the neutral undertone doesn't look too green or gray. It actually looks a little bit peachy, which I am fine with. I think this looks good. Let's see up close. It definitely gives a soft matte finish. This is not like a full-on dry and matte. I don't feel this tightening up on my skin. There's no fragrance either. Let me see. Yeah, it's fragrance free. It doesn't feel greasy and it doesn't feel tight. So I don't think there's alcohol in this formulation. Let's see here. Dimethicone is the second ingredient. We have glycerin as well. And we have rice extract, which I think is gonna help with the oil control. We have some sunflower extract, rosemary extract, some more dimethicones, some conage. There's butylene glycol, aluminum hydroxide, polysilicone 2. So it has an interesting ingredient list, but there is no alcohol. So that is good to know. And again, it doesn't feel dry or tight on my skin. And feeling it, it doesn't feel sticky at all. So it definitely is giving a matte finish. So I am not going to powder this at all. Oh, I didn't even show you my nose where it looks a little dry. So I don't know if you can see like the drier skin around my nose. Yeah, that's a little questionable, but it's because I have like dry skin there. So what I'm gonna do is just leave that alone and see what happens throughout the day, if it gets worse or if my oils break through, because my oils will usually break through on my nose for sure. All right, so I think this gives pretty decent coverage. I don't want to build it up any more than this because I don't want full-on coverage. I think this medium buildable is good enough for me. But I'm gonna go in with a little bit of concealer, even though I really don't think I need it right now. Like, it doesn't look too bad, right? I'm gonna use the Soft Matte Concealer, also from NARS. So this is the first release from that Soft Matte line, and this is in Medium Dark 2 Caramel. And this matches me pretty well. I don't really go for a light concealer. I go for one that's more my skin tone. So I'm just gonna apply that right under my eyes just a little bit and blend it out. I'm using any kind of brush, guys. It doesn't even matter. I'm just applying it and blending it out. Because this is like a pot cream concealer, it doesn't really need a special brush to apply it and blend it out. and I don't even need a sponge, and it blends out really easily, no issues. So I'm gonna finish up with mascara and change, and I'll be right back to show you the finished look, and then we're gonna do check-ins after that. All right guys, so here we are. It is now 11:23. So I've had this on for about 15 minutes, just trying to see if it would oxidize or darken up or anything, and it hasn't changed color. It looks the same. I went into my bathroom with the bad lighting, and I could definitely see the more gray cast on my skin, which indicates a neutral undertone on me. So it didn't look too bad, but I just wanted to mention that this definitely has a neutral undertone in case you were thinking about picking it up. But I think this looks great. Like, this is the kind of matte finish that I'm into, and I did not have to powder for this. So my nose still looks a little dry, but my skin, like, overall, right? My forehead, let's look at the forehead. No issues. My hairline, what I would normally do with a foundation like this, with any foundation really, is add a little bit of bronzer along my hairline so it would tie everything together and I don't look like just a flat matte whatever this is, you know, like really even tone. But I think it looks good. So we're gonna see how this looks in natural daylight, and then of course I'm gonna do my check-in in a few hours because it says 16 hours of wear, right? Probably not gonna do 16. I might do close to it though. So here's how it looks starting out. All right guys, so here's the foundation in natural daylight, and I'm telling you right now, it looks so good. I'm looking in the mirror in my car and I'm like, oh my god, my skin looks so good. It looks so smooth. It doesn't look dry at all. The finish looks amazing, and I didn't powder and I'm still matte. I'm loving this, and we have cooler weather right now, so I don't expect to get really greasy, but still my oils always act up, right? And I'm outside and I'm running a couple of errands, so we're gonna see how this fares. But so far so good. Like, I really love how it looks in natural daylight. Like, look at this, right? I'm not tripping, right? This looks good. Y'all tell me, but I think it looks really good. So we're gonna let this sit and I'll check in a few hours. All right guys, so it is time for our check-in, and it is 4:14, so we're just about 5 hours into our wear test, and I've definitely seen some movement with this foundation. So around my nose, what do you see? First of all, there's definitely some oil production, okay? So this is not really holding down the fort when it comes to oil. We have some oil here in the pore area and also around my nose. And what I saw, I don't know if you can tell, but I can actually see like the foundation splitting a little bit and separating around my nose. I don't know if you can tell. Let me see. Oh, child. But right here, yeah, you can probably tell there's some grease, some oil, and some separation of the foundation. And then looking up close, I can definitely see the foundation on my skin, which I don't know, like, should I be managing my expectations with a full coverage foundation? Especially one with more of a neutral undertone, which to me doesn't match exactly with my skin when I go neutral. I think I still need to warm it up because the neutral shade does definitely stand out more on my skin. Like, you can see the foundation, versus if I had a warmer shade on or like a deeper shade, it would definitely meld a little bit better with my skin. But right now I can see, I don't know, let me see if you guys can see. I can see the foundation texture right here, but it's keeping me pretty matte on the normal sides of my face. So my forehead isn't really greasy, which is a good thing. It usually is. And I don't have any settling into like my smile lines or like my forehead lines. So that to me is a good sign. I don't know, I think I'm gonna go ahead and reserve judgment and give this a couple more hours to kind of wear on my skin. Right now I would go ahead and blot and refresh my foundation. That's what I normally do, like day to day. If I'm wearing foundation, I would be blotting and like repressing the foundation in at about the 4 or 5 hour mark. So overall I think it's wearing well on the majority of my face, but my nose, she tells no lies, okay? If there's an issue, she gonna be like, heh, heh, Hello, see what's going on here? So initially we had the foundation kind of clinging to dry spots. Those dry spots aren't really showing up anymore because my oils have broken through, but then I have this little separation and juiciness going on. So all right, I'm gonna go ahead and check in a couple more hours. All right guys, final check-in. It is now almost an hour later, so it's 5:10 and I don't feel like wearing this anymore. So we are 6 hours into wear and I already see where I would need to touch up. Like I said before, nothing has really changed much. Still oily around the nose area, still looks like foundation on my skin. It is what it is, but you know, I don't feel like I need to go further with this because we already saw that it's not really oil controlling. Sweat, I didn't sweat, you know, I don't sweat on my face. And then humidity resistant, didn't get wet. But let's test out the transfer proof thing. So I wore my mask and looking at my mask, this is the inside. It has some transfer, but not like a ton. So I am happy with that. The mouth part, I had lip gloss on, so you see where the mouth is, but where my nose hit the mask, I have a little transfer, but like not on the rest of it, right? So that makes me happy, but we're still gonna do a transfer test right now with just paper towel. And I'm going to press the areas that aren't too oily. So let's try my forehead. I'm just pushing against my forehead and we do have some transfer. It's not a ton, but we do have like incidental transfer. So it's not wiping off, but it definitely is transferring a bit. And definitely around my nose where I'm oily, it's gonna transfer a lot. The oil is gonna break down the foundation. So if you have oily skin, it does give a beautiful matte finish, but it's not gonna be that 16-hour wear without touching up. And if you use a primer, a setting spray, and powder, I'm sure you can get a good full day's wear out of this, like 8 hours with it still looking pretty good. Because right now it looks good. It hasn't settled into lines. Nothing in my smile lines, nothing in my forehead lines, just around my nose, which is my major problem area. And what I usually do is apply a primer around my nose and my T-zone just to ensure that my foundation stays in place, and I put a very light layer of foundation in that area because I know nothing holds up. Nothing. I have never found a damn thing that holds up to these greasy pores. So overall, I like the foundation. I love the finish of it. Initially, when I went outside, it looked so good on my skin, but I would probably mix this in with another foundation that has like a satin or a dewy finish and a warmer undertone to see how that would look on my skin, because I love mixing foundations, right? And I love this matte finish, and I feel like it would really mix well with a slightly dewier foundation to give an even more natural look on the skin. And I do like how it's wearing on the rest of my skin. The nose was my area of concern, and so I don't think it lives up to that oil controlling part of the claims, and it definitely doesn't live up to the 16-hour wear either. It is transfer resistant. I wouldn't say it's transfer proof, which is actually all they said, transfer resistant. So there's a difference between resistant and proof. So transfer resistant means that you will get incidental transfer, but it's not just gonna completely come off in one go. And then transfer proof would mean it ain't coming off at all. So they have to be very careful with how they say that. So it is transfer resistant, but not transfer proof. It says it's sweat proof though. Again, I don't sweat on my face, so I can't tell you anything about that. Oxidation resistant, it did not get any deeper. It didn't darken up, so that I will give them as well, which is great because I hate when a foundation oxidizes and just changes color and you're like, what the hell just happened? With the Charlotte Tilbury foundation, I was orange inside, but when I went outside and the oils hit me, child, I was a whole Oompa Loompa. But you know, this to me didn't change color, so yes, it lives up to that. And then the oil absorbing powder part, you ain't absorbed not one piece of oil on no. It says it's supposed to help absorb excess sebum. Did you see my nose? And I feel like, honestly, truly, it didn't do any better than any other foundation that I've tried with controlling oil. So that claim, I don't think it lives up to. So that's it. I like the foundation. I like the packaging. I like how much product you get for the money. I like that it's matte, but not like full-on tight feeling matte, and it doesn't look dry on the skin at all. I think it gives a really beautiful natural matte. And I am going to play around with this with different primers and different foundations, like mixing them together. And when I do a full face, I'm gonna put on bronzer and blush and highlight. I want to see how it works with all those products. So far so good. I don't think it's a must-have. I don't think you should run out and get it, but I don't think you'd necessarily be completely disappointed if you tried it out. If you love a matte finish, this might be right up your alley. Just beware that the oil controlling claims and not so much. You're definitely gonna have to prime and mattify your skin before you use this, because this doesn't do it on its own. I am gonna go ahead and powder to see how this looks with powder on it. It doesn't look drier or anything. That's nice. This is my Urban Decay, what kind of powder name? Stay Naked the Fix. Just pressing this into my skin to see if that will help refresh the foundation. See if it looks any better. Yes, it does. I like it with powder. Okay, now, come on. I can definitely refresh it with powder. So, that is always a good thing. The powder lays well over it as well. So with powder, blush, and highlight and contour, I can see this getting along well with those products because there's no accentuation of pores. It doesn't look powdery or cakey. It doesn't look dry. So there you go, set with powder. This is how I would refresh the foundation, and I think it actually looks pretty good after all that. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Have you tried it out? Do you want to try it out? Is this something you're interested in? Let me know, and if you have already tried it out, tell us your skin type and your results. Like, did you see the same things I did? If you're dry skin, did you try it? Did you like it? Does it say it's for dry skin? I doubt it. It's not gonna say that, right? No, it does. Normal, dry combination, and oily. So if you have different skin types than me, tell me what you think. How about your shade match? Give us all that feedback in the comments below, because that helps out other people that are seeing this video to see what other people have experienced. So that's gonna be it for me. Hopefully you guys found the video helpful. I will leave links below on where you can pick this foundation up. Those are gonna be affiliate links. They're gonna have an asterisk next to them. That means I will get a small sales commission if you make a purchase through those links. If you use my links, thank you so much, because it does help me to put right back into the channel. So I truly appreciate if you use my links while shopping. But if you're not comfortable with that, just shop the way you normally shop. No muss, no fuss. I'm still happy you're here watching this video. Hopefully you found it helpful, and you will leave a thumbs up, a little like, a little comment. You know what I'm saying? And if you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I will also leave links to my Instagram, Twitter, not Snapchat, Instagram and Twitter, where you can follow me along. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye, guys.